Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of What Do You Call It podcast. I'm your host, GB. I'm recording this on a Friday evening, and I'm very blessed. Today's guest accepts no invitations. One half of Los Palomainos. I pretty much pronounced that already completely, but there you go. Please give it up for Frankie Vegas. How you doing today, mate? You all good?
I'm very well, babes. Thank you so much for having me on. It's great to speak with you.
Pleasure, pleasure. We're going to have a laugh today. I think we had a good conversation before, so we didn't actually record that. But let's jump into it. I'm actually, as opposed to normally rewind the clocks and find out what got you into wrestling, I'm
Okay.
actually going to follow up what we was talking about on Twitter in the DM.
Mhm.
And it was basically Terry Gilliam film, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, cult classic, starring Johnny Depp and Benicio del Toro. So I saw it a few years ago. Personally, to be brutally honest, I wasn't the biggest fan of it, but it is a cult classic. I know loads of people that love it. It has a huge following, and I can see it's kind of influenced you. I'm not saying that's who you're trying to be. I'm just saying it's influenced you from what I can see and inspired you and sort of how you, how you are. I want to know your thoughts on it. What about the film inspired you specifically, and have you been to Las Vegas?
All right, so let's start with that last question.
Break it
I've
down.
been Vegas twice. Absolutely loved it.
Nice.
The weird thing is people go, "Oh, you really into gambling?" I'm like, no. The first time I went, I waited until like the last day we were there, and then I went up to the back blackjack table, really like shyly, like, do I just sit here? Just getting told off by the dealer because it was like, don't put your card there. But I mean, we did the slots and stuff, but yeah, it's just gambling's not really my thing. But there's so much other insane, crazy stuff that you can do out there.
Yeah,
like, mad.
Do tell.
It's just a big adults playground. So
Really,
you could go from watching, I don't know, a circus show in the hotel Circus. You can go on a roller coaster at the New York hotel.
Yeah.
You could hire two cars and just drive out into the middle of the desert if that's what you want to do. Which I did. Tried looking for Area 51. Didn't quite make it, but we made it to Rachel, where the little alien is. If you've ever seen the Louis Theroux documentary on Vegas,
I haven't seen that one. No,
very
like
good one.
Man.
Yeah, it's Weird Weekends from the 90s. Really, really great documentary on Vegas. But yeah, just mad. It's great. But
you go there for a stag do, or just like a messy one with the mates?
I did. The first time I went was actually my my honeymoon.
Really nice.
Yeah.
Oh, applaud you, man.
Thank you. Yeah. So we actually stayed at Circus. Yeah, and we just had a really great time, and then we did a little bit of a road trip around the rest of the West Coast. And then the second time was just a stag do.
Yeah. That's cool, man.
Good times.
Yeah, that's wicked, man. And so I forgot what I was talking about now. Oh yeah,
the film. So yeah, I mean the film is just, I think, helps encapsulate how random, how mad, how crazy Vegas is. And I guess from that first trip that I ever went, I knew that was before I got, I guess, into becoming a wrestler. So that was a couple of years before. But when I had the genesis of an idea of a character, I always wanted it to be this really extravagant, outlandish, and that matched Vegas. And because I loved it so much, I named it after the town. After it's actually partially named after a tiki bar just outside.
I will get into your coconut, your sparkling.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
So yeah, and then over the years, that was when I first started. Had the character, I had like a big quiff, so it was kind of like Elvisy. It was a little bit Vegas. And then I cut my hair, and I was like, well, I can't really go with that Elvisy thing anymore because it doesn't feel like I can pull it off without the hair. And I was looking at other Vegas influences, and yeah, Fear and Loathing, man. Very very iconic in terms of its imagery. And matching that kind of outlandish behavior.
Especially when you got like two big stars like Johnny Depp in it, and Tobey Maguire of all fucking.
Tobey Maguire's and Christina Ricci makes a little appearance in it as well.
Oh yeah, from the Addams Family.
Yeah,
I forgot. I watched it years ago. I just wasn't that. Yeah. I know people like I said earlier, like people love it, and obviously it's been incorporated and influenced for you. And obviously Vegas is. I did have to establish the Vegas. I wanted to know if it wasn't just you know, not just a name or gimmick. You have actually been there.
Oh
Loved
no,
it.
I've been.
Nice. Would you go back?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Like I said, like there's so much that I feel like I haven't done, so much I want to go back and do again. There's always new shows. There's always, you know, residencies, places you can go. The two times that I've been there, I went to the Grand Canyon, but I still haven't done Hoover Dam. So that's be something that I do when I go there.
More things to tick off then.
There you
Awesome,
go.
awesome, man. I'm going to rewind it further now to the character development and you go in Vegas. And I want to know what actually got you into wrestling in the first place.
So, you know, I was watching over some of the other episodes and what other people said, and there seems to be like a link to back when they were kids and watching it on TV. And you know, same for me. I had a Hogan figure, I had a Roddy Piper figure, and an Earthquake figure. I had the WCW ring. You know, I can't remember. It was like Royal Rumble at the Royal Albert Hall.
Oh yeah, 91.
VHS, yeah, from VHS. I used to wear that out. You know, up until, you know, my early teens with the Attitude Era, and then I've got this big gap in my wrestling history because it kind of dropped off for me.
Yeah.
Up until I was about 24, 25. So there's quite a big gap, but I had a job where I was like, I didn't have much to do during the day, and it was quite easy just to sit and watch videos. So I just one day started going through YouTube, watching old like Stone Cold matches, because I was like, oh, I haven't watched wrestling in years. And then just fell back into love with it from there. And I suppose with anybody, you think, oh, I wonder if I could actually do it. I wonder if this is a training school. Did the old Google search, and sure enough, there was an academy that had only recently opened up in Milton Keynes. So, you know, dropped him a message and went along, and I guess just snowballed from there.
Just to sort of dissect that a little bit, I think that is quite common as well. After the Attitude Era, a lot of fans did fall off. I kind of stayed with it, but a lot of people that sort of in my groups of friends, you know, they just, you know, I don't want to watch it anymore. Oh, it's fake. Oh, it's boring. It's not popular anymore. But a lot of fans do get back into it, like you have, and like YouTube is a big, you know.
Yeah,
man, like honestly, just it helps a lot of people sort of rediscover how much they love wrestling and be able to watch it. When you were growing up as a fan, who were some of your favorites?
Stone Cold, The Rock. You know, I was always into the really big characters, and God knows the Attitude Era had enough of them. You know, like I love Road Dogg.
Yeah,
he was great. Just how confident he was coming out with the mic every time. Yeah, I hated Triple H. Triple H was like the biggest heel. Got absolute love for him now.
Yeah,
but yeah,
back you're actually a fan then. Like, you know, you want to work out who their real names are or whatever. And...
I was never like, I never scratched the surface more than just like, it's, you know, it was SmackDown on Sky One after school, or, you know, on Saturday morning. That was, you know, I just lived for that. It was great.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I kind of wish I was a little bit like that. I kind of clocked on early. It was like what it was all about and how they worked it around. And you know, I'll be reading like Power Slam, and then eventually like trying to find out like the backstage news. Montreal, like as a kid, blew my mind. Honestly, I mean, I'm bored to death now, but you know, just making a point there. As you are a fellow UK resident, and obviously we're big into our sports. When you were growing up, were you into anything else other than wrestling?
I did like football when I was a kid, but then, you know, I didn't really go past that. But then I was more into, you know, when I got into my teens, I really got into music. So I was playing in bands. Cool. So yeah, I think it's, though the sports side I wasn't into, I think I've been able to kind of bring that, you know, that entertainment factor of, you know, being able to entertain people.
Yeah.
Hopefully I've been able to bring that into a character and be able to bring that into more of me as a wrestler than, you know, just working, you know, being a great
worker. I think that helps as well in music as well. You know, you're on stage, you got to perform, especially like music videos as well. And
absolutely.
You can't just all be like Bob Dylan, like a dry lunch. But sorry, there's someone out there that's going to take real offense to that. I'm only joking. It's a fucking joke. Seriously. But what in terms of music, like what do you play?
So I play guitar, but I have been in bands where I've played drums, I've played keys, I kind of know the basics of everything that I, you know, if you wanted me to jam along with something, I could. But jack of all trades, but master of none is always my phrase.
Still handy, mate. Still more than me. Do you still do it now? I mean, have you been able to sort of incorporate that into wrestling, like maybe a theme song, or, you know, if anyone else wants a theme song, or even production music?
Not yet. Or the closest I've come is a couple of months ago. I came out with a lucha mask on and played someone's entrance theme.
Oh,
Which
really?
was, yeah, I came out and played Pour Some Sugar on Me by Def Leppard because that was their entrance theme. So I just walked out on my guitar and started playing it. So that was pretty cool. And
That's
yeah,
pretty cool, man.
maybe there's something we
Yeah.
could do with it further down the line. Yeah.
Yeah, you can. I mean, like the theme song you have, I forgot the name of it. Like, ooh,
Oh, it's Mas Canada by Sergio
that's
Mendes.
the one. I've got it
Yeah.
downloaded for the the shout out late, which we'll do. But I can never get it. But like when you do like, oh, actually, I want to jazz this up because, but yeah, I know it's YouTube. Each video of yours on YouTube, but they let you use it, so it's all right. So
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
that's what friendly is. Shout out to them. No, awesome, man. So going back to you becoming a wrestler.
Mhm.
Was there a moment that you said like you found school and you're watching YouTube, but was there a specific match or a moment, or people saying you should do this, or you saw that specific match live or anything, or did you kind of know when you got back into it gradually? The more older you got and the more invested you are, actually, I want to do this.
It was there was a show that was literally down the road from me. I think it was an LDN show, but yeah, I can't remember anybody's name who was on it. But I just took my nephews because I was starting to get into the YouTube videos, and I was like, yeah, I'm really get back into it.
Yeah.
And then I went and saw this little show in basically a village hall down the road. It was like 4 matches and a rumble, and I thought, yeah, I can definitely see, I can see myself doing it,
Yeah.
And I think by then I was working out how it's safe falls and everybody's working. I think the real giveaway is when one of the guys exited the rumble and then came back 2 minutes later with a mask and a different costume. I was like, that's
didn't even like be discreet about it.
He's doing like a Mankind, Foley thing going on. It's just going to come back again.
Dave, it's Dave.
Yeah, it's Dave.
Trader by day, master luchador at night. I hope
But
Dave,
yeah.
you listen to this, by the way. You made a fan and made that fan the best love.
But yeah, it was just, I just got really sucked into the show and I was like, yeah, I think I can definitely see myself being a part of it. So yeah.
And where'd you begin your training? I think you might have said earlier, but I might have missed that.
So it began in what was essentially just a boxing club.
Mm-hmm.
So they had like, a boxing ring, which was a horrible, horrible bump. We weren't allowed to use it very much because it fucked up the board. Sorry. I don't know if we're allowed to swear, but
no, you can.
Okay, great.
Absolutely fine.
Okay. We'll leave that one out. Good shout. Yeah, so it was called Guardians Academy, and it was just called, Guardians Academy Wrestling Club. And then the head trainer there got talking to Harvey Dale, who ran Hope Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And Dale was looking to expand, bring Hope more into the South because it was mainly running in the Midlands at that point. And yeah, it just became like a little Hope Academy. So that was great. Yeah, it was just over in Milton Keynes.
And when you got out of the boxing ring, I mean, how did you find bumping in an actual ring?
Oh, much better. I mean, it still sucks, but it's much better than
but it's
horrible slack
doing it
rings.
on.
Yeah. So yeah, when it first getting to bounce around a proper ring was just like a really great experience. So.
Well, what was like running the ropes? I've never actually asked someone specifically that. I mean, you hear different stories like interviews, but I want to hear from you. Like, what is it actually like on the body, and how long does it take to like get used to?
I mean, now it's good fun. Now I've got the stamina for it. But you'd be surprised how tiring it can be running back and forth a couple of times, and it does take a toll on your shoulders and your back. But you toughen up, you get used to it.
I just remember seeing it tough enough. Like, I can fucking do that. I was like, nah, I can't. I'm just talking about. It's me, like 11, 12 years old. I'm going to be like, yeah, I can do that.
Yeah. I think it takes everybody by surprise at first. Just kind of like getting that feel for it.
Yeah.
Getting, feeling it against your back.
Yeah,
but
it's like back and forth, and then actually putting your. Oh,
yeah,
fun, man. I remember seeing like Brian Alvarez, like the journalist, well, if you call him that, and I saw how he run the ropes. So I was just couldn't stop laughing, and I was just like, "Hey, your job is to like literally criticize wrestlers for doing good or bad." And yeah, good times, mate. But yeah, that's why I'm not going to criticize anyone running bad. Well, let me try it again. I'm not going to criticize anyone for running the ropes badly because I can't do it myself.
Fair enough.
Boom.
Fair enough.
Perfect. When did you make your official wrestling debut?
So, I mean, I was doing, but as I was doing my training, I was actually yeah, I was still training, but they were putting on shows. So there's a couple of my friends that were, getting on shows, and I was like, well, I want to get the feel for being on shows, apart from just being there to help set up
Yeah,
and do
yeah.
everything. I want to be a little bit more part of it. So I actually made more of a debut as a ring announcer.
Nice.
So I actually ring announced for about a year,
No, I haven't
and
done this
then
before. No, that's cool.
yeah, like right earlier in my career, and then eventually I did a very, very brief appearance in a battle royal for a Hope show. I think that was about 2016. I
Was
had
you was you like? Did you go in as the ring announcer, or did you have a mask?
no. I had no. I wasn't ring announcing for This was up in Nottingham.
Yeah.
But I was announcing at like the Milton Keynes shows and sort of my local area. And this Hope Battle Royal, it was right at the end of the show, and I literally had borrowed trunks, borrowed shoes. I think the only thing that I had that was mine was my knee pads and my shirt, and that was it.
Yeah.
Just like they were just like, "Oh, do you want a spot?" And I was like, "Yeah, get me in." Just who can I borrow stuff off? But yeah, it was a great experience.
Can I win also?
No,
look at.
I soon realised being in a ring with about 20 other people, and when the bell rang and everybody just starts brawling, you practice and go over stuff in training, but as soon as that bell went off, I was just like,
Check me out.
I was like so out of my depth. So I think I did about 2 strikes and then just whispered to some guys like, just chuck me out. I don't mind being out first.
Have you
just
done
happy to be
more battle royals then?
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. Pretty standard thing now.
They're very popular in this country, honestly, especially family shows.
Yeah, I think it's just a big excitement, isn't it? Seeing so many people
to get everyone on the card as well, and obviously it's just everyone, you're automatically going to cheer. It's so busy.
It's a great way for trainees to get experience in a ring, I think, and getting a feel for what it's like to be in front of a group of people. So nice. Yeah, I'd definitely recommend them.
We'll go back to something I said earlier, and that is your coconut or sparkling coconut.
Oh, my coconut.
I was going to take you got that from Vegas, maybe.
I got the idea from Vegas, certainly, but yeah, I think I bought those cups for about £1 on a market somewhere, and then the sparklers just bought it from Amazon. But yeah, that's it's just become part of my character. That like one of the things that I think I mentioned earlier is about there's a bar, a tiki bar in Vegas called Frankie's TikiBar, and that's basically where I pinched half of my namesake from. And I just was going
to ask.
There you go. So yeah, Frankie from the bar, Vegas, because it's one of my favorites. Yeah, and I just love that whole idea of this kind of, I guess, slightly flamboyant, quite out there bar owner who also likes a bit of wrestling, getting involved. So yeah, just having this sparkling coconut just as a bit of an attraction where to come out. Yeah,
it's just good way, like someone to notice you straight away, just like, oh, boom.
I'm an absolute sucker for a gimmick. Like I said, a lot of the characters that I loved growing up were the more gimmicky characters. So, or people that were really strong characters, and I was like, even if I might not be the best technical wrestler, I like to at least be the most interesting to look at.
No, I completely get it. I think it makes it a bit more interesting. Everyone can have a 5-star match, but it's just getting people to be invested and connected.
Yeah.
Who you are as a character, and just I think sometimes it's good to have some larger than life characters.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not everyone has to do German suplexes and wear black trunks, and that's not a dig on anyone. Just making a point.
Absolutely not. No.
I really piss people off with the Bob Dylan comment. So
there we go.
I actually don't mind them. I'm just trying to be funny, and I flopped completely. Just want to ask about some of your highlights of your career. What have been some of your matches that have stood out to you in your career so far that you can name? It's quite hard to ask people on the spot, but just if you can name a few, that'd be awesome.
Okay, so I think I guess winning my first title is definitely going to be up there.
Is that a Sacrifice one?
It's a Sacrifice. The Saints of Sacrifice titles, belts. First time that we won them, that was just such a big moment because
did you cry?
Everybody. No, I didn't cry, but I just couldn't stop smiling the whole day because everybody. When you first think about being a wrestler, like I want to win a belt.
Yeah,
because it's just
that boyhood dream moment.
Yeah. You want to be able to put it round you, to put it over your shoulder, to go, I'm the champion. Just feel revered, and it's also it's validation in a way.
absolutely. We trust you with this.
Yeah, we want you to carry this title for us.
Yeah,
and
you're representing the brand. Absolutely.
absolutely. And yeah, from being on Sacrifice from day one, and working with Tyvee Lee, who unfortunately has left the business now. But yeah, just me and him having that rapport, working with each other over the years, and getting where we were. And I would always wanted to win the tag titles. I always wanted to be in a tag team, and being able to have the tag titles is definitely absolute highlight.
What do you find like some of the main differences between being a tag team wrestler and a singles wrestler? I don't mean like from a fan's point of view, but from an actual worker.
There's less to do.
Yeah. There you go, everyone, getting tag team sorted.
Yeah, get tag team. Don't have to work so much. No, I think, I mean, in the way that I try and wrestle as a singles wrestler, I try and apply that, to tag by just making it fun. So, when me and Tyvee were working together, when we turned heel, it was really hard because we were having so much fun. We were trying to be heelish, but trying to keep it in character.
So good at it, like people automatically just
so we just ended up being basically tweeners for a long time because we tried hard to be heels, but people just weren't buying it. They just wouldn't boo you. Yeah, but I mean, tag, I think, allows for a lot more creativity because it's like not just what can I do, but what can I do with my partner? We're going to have to do against, it's constantly shifting between 2-on-2, 1-on-1, 3-on-2, 3-on-1. Sorry, and it's it just I think it has so much creativity to be able to how you're going to be able to match up those different situations and just more people that you can work off of. So yeah.
No, fair enough, man. Fair enough. Just wanted to get a bit of insight, so that's what I thought I'd ask. And I think it'd be cool for listeners to sort of get an idea of someone that's actually done singles and tag team as well. So that's a pretty cool answer as well. Fun question. I've not asked this one in a while, actually. I want you to pick one match that you can go back in time for. Doesn't necessarily have to be a match that you first saw, but just to be there in attendance. One match, you've got time travel, and if you can give a reason as to why you want to watch this match live as a fan. On the spot. Stevie Richards.
That's really hard. God, there's so many. That's the problem. It's like, which one do you want to pick?
So do you choose it for the match quality? Do you choose it for the atmosphere?
I mean, just because because it's two of my favorites, I'm going to say Rock Austin.
Which one?
I mean, the first one, because it's I think it's being the first time that it was, it's probably going to be a big deal. But I think
that match is underrated. The first one, I actually think the second one, the Mania 17 with the heel turn, is a bit overrated. In my opinion. It's just that the heel turns tarnished it for me, in my opinion. I mean, as a kid, I thought it was awesome, but looking back, and then when I rewatched it, it's just, I don't know. I can just you just see it coming. It just deflates you a little bit.
Yeah, I think it would have been hard for me watching that. If I was a kid watching it live, who to really cheer for, because they're just the
fans wanted Austin to win. They wanted it was his hometown, so
it's just a great show.
Yeah, no, good. So you'd actually pick Rock Austin, first one from WrestleMania 15. God, fucking nerd. Cool, man. Cool. Before I ask my official last question, and that's the Dream Dinner Guest Party, I want to ask you if you've got any future goals, any people you'd like to wrestle, or any locations, specifically any countries that you'd like to wrestle in as well. Okay.
I think for me, top tier, I'd love to get to Progress. Like, I know a lot of people say, they maybe want to shoot a little bit bigger, but for me, ever since I got back into wrestling and discovered Progress, just the quality of the shows, and that's been for me. I appreciate that. I'm in my mid-30s now, so some of the other people might, the bigger companies might be just out of my shot now. But I'd absolutely love to get onto Progress. That would be 100% for me.
Yeah, no, I like that. Big Progress fan.
Yeah, I think that I've got some people, like I trained when I first started with people like Hustle Malone, who was on commentary, Warren Banks, who's doing a great job on there. My third match was against Gene Money, and he used to train me, and seeing him doing so well on there now is incredible. So.
Been in the ring with Roy Johnson as well, haven't you?
And Roy Johnson, yeah,
Yeah.
great guy.
That Progress is awesome, man. I went there
Yeah.
last month when the first show had been Progress, and
Mhm.
I know that had a bit of issues with like the pandemic and WWE,
Yeah,
NXT brand and all stuff. But they're coming back, and they're coming back really good, new proper talent. So I'm good to see that. And
absolutely.
oh yeah, so other like countries, would you like to wrestle them? That was it.
Being the huge nerd that I am, and growing up loving anime and you know Nintendo and everything, I'm gonna have to say Japan.
Nice.
But I'd love to get into DDT as well. That would be great fun. I
Mm-hmm.
think the stuff that Chris Brooks has been doing over there with has been really really great. So yeah, that would definitely be on my list, I think, as well.
No, that's cool, man. DDT, hit and miss. Not everyone's cup of tea, but they've got like good following. Going back to, Fear and Loathing Vegas,
Yeah,
Las Vegas. So it's not everyone's cup of tea, but I think Japan in general just it's so unique, just so
yeah,
cool. And Chris Brooks,
absolutely.
he's awesome as well, man. So I'm gonna ask
Yeah.
my famous question. I think you know what's gonna come. 3 dream dinner guests for your dream party. You can pick whoever you want. You know what I'm gonna say now. Alive, fictional, non-fictional, whatever, neighbor. So we went to college with, whatever. When you bumped into Las Vegas, I don't know. You're the host. Give me 3 people and 3 reasons why. Go.
Okay. Number one for me is going to be Bill Hicks, the now
Comedian.
deceased comedian. Yeah. I've been absolutely huge fan of him since I discovered him when I was about
Nice.
19.
I mean, I've not heard enough stuff, but I like Answer Never Heard. That's awesome.
Yeah. Absolutely would love to have him just pick his brains and
Yeah.
yeah. Other than that, let's keep it wrestling related. I have Guerrero.
Go for
'cause He's my absolute.
He inspired your trunks, didn't he?
He's my absolute goat. Yeah.
I
Like,
noticed the
I
pattern
never get
from his
enough of.
WCW days.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
Good
my absolute
taste.
favorite. So I'd love to have Guerrero there. Like
Good taste.
watch. If I had to watch anybody for one wrestler for the rest of my life, it would just
100%
be
worth
Guerrero.
bunking school to meet him.
Yeah. Last, oh God, I don't know who to have first. Last.
Gene Snitsky.
What about Bill Murray?
Bill Murray. So
Yeah.
you're picking 2 comedians then?
Big into comedians, and for Ghostbusters
fucking
is one of my
Murray.
favorite films. Yeah, and it's
Yeah,
Bill
cool.
Murray. I think he'll bring a nice life to the party there.
I think you'd
So,
actually have to give a reason to him, actually. No, fair. I mean, they'll be out there. Who's Bill Murray? And there's me like, don't listen to my podcast ever again. And I'm joking. Please, like and subscribe. I'll do that at the end. That's cool. Bill Murray, because Bill Murray.
Bill
Eddie
Murray, yeah.
Guerrero, Latina Hay. I knew that. I noticed that pattern on the trousers. And Bill Hicks. That's cool. I think I need to kind of at least give Bill Hicks a try. I know who he is, and just sort of touch the surface, but never really properly got into it. So I have to give him a listen. But no, good selection. You're giving a reason as to why, and awesome, man. Is there anything you'd like to plug, promote, share? Anything you want to say because you're bored? The platform's yours, my man. I've enjoyed chatting to you. Chat away.
Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. Big thanks to George for having me. It's been a really, really great time. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Socials, find me at Twitter at the real Frankie V. I'm sure this will be tagged in the post anyway, but always like a follow. And I'm just going to give a big shout out to my hometown promotions who have helped promote me over the last couple of years and help me get where I am. That's a big shout out to Sacrifice Pro. Really great fun shows that they do. And to UBW as well.
Yeah.
And
UBW massively.
UBW, really, really great.
Yeah. Been interviewing a lot of talent. Good company.
And
So I know you're
not forgetting, even though it's defunct now, Hope Wrestling was always great.
Leave the memories alone. Joking. Someone that actually used to work at Hope listen to this. Like, I fucking hate that guy. I'm joking. Bob Dylan, leave the memories alone and just generally just shut up. But
done well. That's 3 strikes now. So.
Mate, you can take over the show. No, I'm joking, man. I'm joking. Frankie, thank you very much for coming on. It's been an absolute blast. Generally enjoyed that. And now I can shut up and just put my feet up after I get this out to the general public before the weekend. So, whoop.
Nice one.
If you can like this video, if you can subscribe to the channel, that would be awesome. So I can continue to produce more awesome content on a weekly basis and have fun interviews like I have with Mr. Las Vegas himself, Frankie Vegas. You know the score. But if you can also follow him on social media as well. That'd be brilliant. I'll put his details in the description below. You can also follow me, keep up to date with what I've got planned for the next couple of weeks in my description, in the details below as well. Social medias are there. That'd be awesome. But for now, if you listen to this before the weekend, have a good weekend. If it's after the weekend, whatever. That's a terrible sign off, but have a great day. Hello there. I've got a special announcement for my next guest.
This is PJ Savage and the What Do You Call It podcast just got savage.
Yeah.